The views and opinions expressed by hosts and guests on Patriots with Grit do not necessarily reflect those of Patriots with Grit LLC, its founders, and owners.
Get ready for truth bombs and guidance from conservative leaders and entrepreneurs from God-fearing, freedom-loving, truth-telling, patriotic Americans. Welcome to Patriots with Grit. Now let's jump into today's episode with your host, Darren Ross.
I'll be doggone. They're trying to kill us with all their vaccines.
And they're doing it with all of our animals, too.
We're going to find out all about it on today's show. Here we go.
There's three types of gases in the body: oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitric oxide. Cardio Miracle is your advanced formula nitric oxide booster and provides you essential support for increased vitamin D3 and blood flow and oxygen, cellular health and reproduction, improved cardiovascular health, enhanced energy and clarity, and it supercharges your sexual stamina. So start reclaiming your health today and increase your energy, stamina, and focus. Go to cardiomiracle.com, enter discount code GRIT. That's cardiomiracle.com, discount code GRIT. Take advantage of this awesome product and start feeling better today. cardiomiracle.com, discount code GRIT.
Well, Kurt and Cristin Ludlow, it's awesome to have you guys back on our show here at Patriots with Grit. We had you on a few weeks ago, and our audience loved it. Most people, Randy, I've heard statistics that people will almost spend more on their pets than they will their kids to keep them healthy and take care of them. And I know we have an indoor. I've had multiple dogs. This is the first dog I've ever had indoors that in my whole life. And it's like they become part of your, I mean, they are like your family. I mean, the dog.
What'd you just do yesterday?
Well, here's what we did yesterday. So my wife, our dog, she's a little, they call her a teddy bear, half Bichon, half Shih Tzu. She's got an attitude, a mindset of her own, and she's the best dog ever. But I mean, she has got an attitude that you wouldn't believe. And she's had all kinds of urinary tract infections her whole life. And right before Christmas, we had this little surgery where they do something to her back end to keep her from, constantly licking herself, to keep from getting urinary. So that's helped a lot. But we noticed that she's always chewing on her paws and she's just doing all these weird things. So my wife had finally had enough. My wife's this little bitty Italian who's all into health, and she's always doing a cleanse or a something with her face or her body or a sauna or a something, and here I'm at Whataburger or In-N-Out. I know you guys are in Las Vegas. I go to In-N-Out, but I mean, she's like the picture of health. But she's like, we're going to find a holistic vet. I'm like, what are you talking? There's not even such a thing. So, we take our dog to a regular vet and you walk in, there's all these posters from pharmaceutical companies for your vet and for the food and for the vaccines and for the medication. She's like, I'm going to find a holistic vet. So we drive 45 minutes yesterday, the day before, to a holistic vet. And of course, first time visit is like $413. I'm like, you spent she's like, well, what do you think we're going to spend if we keep doing blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. So the vet put her through, it's a holistic vet, chiropractor vet combo. So they're adjusting this dog and putting her back in shape and back in place. And there's all these Chinese medicine posters on the wall. And I'm like, I've started to become a big believer in this stuff. I believe in that more than I do big pharma. And she's like, well, she's a wood. I'm like, what? She's a teddy bear. She's not a wood. She's like, oh yeah, she's wood. And wood is like, she looks on the Chinese medicine poster and it's like, it describes this dog to a T. I mean, it was creepy how she identified that our dog was a wood. And then come to find out, she can tell by her skin that she has this thing going on and that thing going on. So we're getting her on more of a holistic diet and getting her off of chicken, because apparently chicken creates heat and then heat creates something else. I don't know.
Our cats are allergic to chicken.
But the whole point is our pets are sick just like our society is sick. And I don't think people think about it. We want to buy the cheapest dog. When I had other dogs, I bought old Roy. I think I talked about that on your show before. But our pets are sick, and we need to get them back on a healthy regimen. And I know you guys at PetClub247.com have a passion for animals and for the furry friends that we have in our houses and outside of our houses. So talk to us a little bit about what you guys are doing there at your company and what you're seeing with the health decline in America for pets.
Yeah, it's been unbelievable what we've been noticing, and we've all been experiencing it. So the numbers just show us what we all have been noticing, that 65% of our pets are getting cancer. They're living half as long as they used to. There's 6 million new cases of diabetes. in our pets every single year, just in the United States. 1 out of 3 pets are developing allergies, like chicken allergies. And even more and more of our pets are getting autoimmune diseases where their paw pads are peeling off and their hair is coming out and their eyes are getting cloudy, or they have trouble walking. We're seeing chronic arthritis. So there's a huge decline in the quality of life and the well-being for our pets. And there's a great documentary that people can watch called Pet Fooled that looks into the pet supply industry. We always recommend people watch that, because when you find what is in a lot of the foods and treats and even toys that we're giving our pets, it's alarming. And it makes sense why we're experiencing what we're experiencing. But there has to be this change. We know that we're going through Make America Healthy Again. So we're kind of like, make animals healthy again.
I told you we need a CDC for animals. The Cat Dog Commission.
I love that. So good. But
I'm not even going to comment on that.
It was freaking brilliant. Shut up.
That was pretty funny.
But we really need to stop and take a look at what's happening right now, what we're putting our pets through, what we're exposing them to, the foods that we're feeding them, the treats that we're feeding them, the chemicals that we're cleaning with in our homes and putting in our yards that's going directly into their bloodstreams. We need to start thinking about even the vaccines and all of the different things that we're being told to give them. These are all things that we need to start looking into and questioning and finding better ways to do, because it is all taking a huge toll on our pets.
Well, this is nothing new because it's all happening to us too. So might as well just package it up and take care of it. The animals need a Bobby Kennedy Jr.
They do. Well, do you guys think that most pet owners know the severity of this situation and this problem?
No,
not at all. None of them do. In fact, we talk to people all the time, and they are so bought into the system, and they just follow what the system does and says. You look back in the 70s, you had 2 shots that a dog would get. They would get their rabies shot that would suffice them for the rest of their life. And then they added a booster about a year after that. And now there's a booster every single year on top of everything else that Cristin is going to share that's happened in that industry. But, all the issues that are happening with our animals in the 70s, the average age of a golden retriever was 17. Today, that is 9.
Wow.
And it all stems the conditions that you might notice in your animals. Again, your cat, your dog, the foods, treats, and toys that we've been giving them is a big reason for that. And you make some changes there, it's amazing what can happen to your animals.
And even just look at just the beginning of this, right? Your dog is having urinary tract infections and licking a lot and all of these issues. Your cats are allergic to chicken. I mean, that's 100% right there. Have some type of condition or something that they're dealing with. So something's not right. Something's not right. We need to change things.
Well, I wished I would have had a video of it. I just thought of this the other day. We're having trouble. We got 3 cats, so each one of them has something different. We feed them raw. So we've been feeding them this stuff. Now they don't want that. So one of our cats, my wife set the food, a different type of food down there. The cat actually went and started gagging just from smelling it. It was the funniest thing. She goes, well, guess he don't like that.
What do they say? Dogs have masters, cats have staff.
Oh my gosh. Well, last time you were on the show, you talked about the vaccines and the animals at the injection site getting cancers and tumors, and now they've even moved the injection site, which I don't know. That helps it a little bit, I think you said. But fill us in on what the heck's going on with these vaccines.
Yeah, it's really incredible. And I'm so grateful because there are even a lot of veterinarians that are stepping up and saying something's not right about this. Not only do we see an issue in dosage where a Chihuahua is getting the same exact dose as a Great Dane or a Mastiff, which makes absolutely no sense at all. And we're also seeing an increase in the number of vaccines that they're required to get. Just not that long ago, 25 years ago in the year 2000, they were required to get 2 shots in their first year and then 1 shot every 3 years. Okay. 25 years ago. Today, they're required to get 12 shots in their first 16 weeks and then 6 shots annually on top of that. So the dosage has increased, the number of vaccines have increased, the frequency of how often they're supposed to get these vaccines has increased. And then the worst part is there are what's considered core vaccines and lifestyle vaccines. And the core vaccines like rabies and the DA2PP shots that they get, those are preventable. So they say the disease is preventable if these are administered by a professional, a veterinary professional. The lifestyle vaccines, they say they do not, I'm going to read it directly from it. This vaccine does not provide complete prevention of disease, but risks and spread of disease is lowered when it's administered. So it doesn't even prevent it. It just lowers the risk of spreading it. And we're told to give them one every single year, 6 of these shots every single year. So it's causing a lot of problems, especially in our pets' immune systems. We're finding neurological conditions, immune deficiencies, uterine infections has actually been one of the results of it. Tissue death, autoimmune conditions, lameness, increased allergies, tumors at the injection sites. All of these things are stemming from the over-vaccination of our pets. And we're not saying that all vaccination is wrong. You know, the rabies shot, that initial rabies shot and that initial booster that they get, that doesn't really do much to them. It's the frequency of it. It's the fact that now they're having to get this thing every single year when there's something that you can do called an antibody titer test, which indicates immunity in the body. So I always tell people, if you want to board your pet, or if you're trying to take them to a groomer and they're requiring you to show them their vaccine records, you can always get an antibody titer test. It's TITER, titer.
You know, that vet the other day was talking about that, and I thought things she was talking about tiger. I'm like, what? I can't figure out what she's saying. But I'd never heard of a titer test. This is like the second time it's ever come across my ears. But now I know what to look for.
Right. So you can go get an antibody titer test done, and it will show you that the antibodies are still present in the body. It indicates immunity, so they no longer have to get the shots.
It's interesting with our animals how, you know, in 1986, they passed that National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act.
Yeah, the Act of 86.
Yeah, in 86. And then we saw all the influx of vaccinations for our children. And the same time frame it started happening for the animals.
So when we talk about humans, you know, we talk about the schedule and how it's so high now, like 70, I think it's 70 or something.
72.
Like. So when I'm sitting here thinking about this, you know, I had this discussion about human vaccines with a friend of mine who told me, why was I denying these credible scientists and doctors?
Like Dr. Fauci.
Well, he didn't say Dr. Fauci, but... And I tried to explain to him that we've been deceived, for number one, and money rules. Right. And I got called a conspiracy theorist. So everything you're saying is a conspiracy theorist to people that just don't get it. And then you got big pharma saying, oh my gosh, we got to have this stuff. Well, the dinger is happening. Click, 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 click. They're piling up the money. Right. So I'll shut up and let you go on. I drew a blank.
Well, it's so frustrating that it's almost impressive. You know, that like it's just this criminal ring, it feels like, where, you know, we're doing this to protect you, or we're doing this to protect your pet. But then the very things that we're doing to protect our pet, these vaccinations and the foods and the things we're doing to keep them alive and keep them healthy and with us, are the very things that are creating a lot of these conditions, is what we're finding. And then, oh, by the way, now that your pet's dealing with all these conditions, we have the medication for that. We have the treatment for that. We can do the surgery. We have all the answers to all your problems. But it's like, yeah, but were you also the source of the problems? Would any of this be even happening if they were eating proper nutrition, if they weren't getting all of, we don't even know what's being injected into their bodies over and over and over again, especially at these really large doses? You know, it's just a lot to be concerned about. We have to stop and we have to take a look at this and ask questions. And then the other thing that we're incredibly passionate about is, Why are we so focused on all of these immunizations when in our pet's body, there's an entire system that was built into it designed for immunization? The immune system. Humans have an immune system. There's a whole system that repairs, regulates, rebalances, renews, rebuilds all the parts of the body. So why is that being shoved aside and we're being told, oh, for immunity, you need this, and this, and you have to get it every single year. And oh, it mutated. So now we have to do this one and that one. When it's like, no, why don't I just feed my body the right foods? Why don't I feed my pet's body the right foods, keep their own immune system strong, and let that deal with whatever they may come across, whatever may or may not hurt them.
Well, that's the whole thing. I'm starting to learn more about the core is the proper food. And with the dog foods, even the prescription dog foods are garbage. The thing that got me is you sent us the video, and this poor doctor or vet is trying to show these people. And once again, he gave them evidence and studies, and they laugh him off. And so you want to take a look at it now?
There are thousands of pets dying out there every day. While we sat at this table, 5-6 pets died in the United States from a rabies vaccine they didn't need. Anybody can walk in here, sit down, and say whatever they want. But I gave you science. I said to the state board, if I had to kill an animal to obey that law, would I have to do it? They said yes. One rabies vaccine is good for life. All this is unnecessary. If that dog had a titer check, it would not need a vaccination. So this is the real problem here. I had put upstairs in the public health department 45 articles that show vaccines are dose dependent. Titers indicate immunity. It's been proven.
Okay, but who's the we? Who's the we?
The researchers. The researchers. These are the researchers. They're the ones who do the research.
Okay, I've spent a career in the pharmaceutical.
And I've spent a career being a veterinarian watching animals die from rabies vaccines.
I think I have before, but I completely don't agree with what you're saying. Do you know of any studies that the vaccine can sometimes create other health concerns for animals? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. You get tumors at the injection sites, you get autoimmune diseases that start later in life, but you get the immediate reactions. Some dogs die immediately of anaphylaxis. Others get just serum sickness and they vomit, maybe hide under the bed for a day or two. But if I lower my dose, right, to protect the animal, then I'm in trouble. So I have to do what the manufacturer says, and like the State Board of Connecticut said, if I have to kill my pet, I have to kill my pet. It's the law. Well, guess what? I have a Hippocratic oath that is greater than any law that's passed in the state of Connecticut that would make me kill my patient. I won't do it.
What's ironic about this video is for people that are not able to watch it or just listening on the podcast, I highly recommend go over and watch this because this veterinarian is doing this testimony. There's 3 people behind him. All 3 at one point are on their cell phones. One guy picking his nose, and the lady in the front is laughing at him because she spent a career in pharmaceuticals. So it's just despicable, which this is a whole basic rerun of COVID and all the nonsense that went on with COVID and the COVID vaccines. But here you have a guy that's been in this industry for a career of, 30-something years, I think, as a vet, sees what's going on. But you have all these people that are probably unelected bureaucrats behind him and in front of him, just basically laughing him off. It's disgusting.
And they say, what research? Who's we? He has hundreds of pages of studies that he's submitted. And their question, it's just kind of like you were talking, you're a conspiracy theorist. No, there's hundreds of pages of results and statistics and testimonies and studies and research that's been done. But everyone's just laughing at him and everyone's just ignoring him and looking on their phones while he's actually watching animals die in his practice. And there's nothing he can do about it because he's required by law to do these things. It's horrible.
Well, I can't, and it showed there was a lot of documentation there. I see speaking,
Yeah,
they're
a
having
pile.
little clips pop up with the words and the what stuff he's saying. But a 5-pound dog gets the same as a 100-pound dog. It makes absolutely no sense.
And my question was, and I think I answered my own question in my head. So if he decided I'm not giving that full dosage, it's just like in the hospital, though. They know what their inventory is. And if they only shot half the amount in a dog,
Squirt the rest in the sink. They would never know.
well, yeah, I guess, but, and this might be why suicide rate's so high with vets.
Yeah, it's really high. People don't know that. People don't know what they're dealing with because they're seeing it firsthand. And as we got certified in pet nutrition and people started coming to us with issues that their pets are dealing with, it makes perfect sense why they're so frustrated, because they're restricted by their licensing because they studied medicine. So that's all they're allowed to recommend. That's all they're allowed to do. And they're, like he said, you're telling me that because the manufacturer said I have to give a full dose or they'll die, then I still have to give them a full dose. And they said, yes, you still have to give them a full dose because that's what the manufacturer said.
The manufacturer.
The manufacturer.
Yeah. That tells you.
That full dose equals full dollars. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to say it. Color, I can't say it now. I want to say it. Colorus versicolor. Is that it?
So good.
Coriolis versicolor.
Coriolis
Should let me
versicolor.
say it.
Shut up. Your head's already big enough. So is that probably the main product that would benefit these animals? When you're talking about the skin issues and the clouding of the eyes and stuff like that, that's an allergy thing. And I think we've talked about that before. But to offset the vaccines, is this going to help?
We need to do everything that we can to get their immune systems modulated, because even the over-vaccination is causing autoimmune conditions. It's causing, immune deficiencies. So we need to combat that by feeding the body the food that it needs to support the immune system. And the Coriolis versicolor mushroom is the most heavily studied option that does have the best results. What researchers have been finding for almost 30 years now, there are over 400 published studies of what this mushroom does it's not boosting or stimulating the immune system. It's actually modulating it. So especially animals that are dealing with these autoimmune conditions, it's helping their immune system find its way back, because all that happens is it gets confused once it's so compromised. So it's helping it return to do what it was originally designed to do in the first place. And we know that a lot of the symptoms and everything that our pets are dealing with are not the issue. The issue is whatever's causing the symptoms. The symptoms are just indicators that something's wrong in the body. So we have pets with these symptoms and we want to go to this medication or that treatment or this supplement to treat all these different symptoms. When the immune system knows exactly what caused the symptoms in the first place, it knows exactly what to do about it, but it just doesn't have the support. It doesn't have the strength to be able to go and address it at the source of the problem. Once it's addressed at the source, then all the symptoms magically go away, because all the symptoms were indicators of the issue and original. Got a little tongue-tied there.
Similar to, people, they always say you can't supplement your way to health. I mean, you can't just, go to petclub247.com and get the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, and feed it to your dog, but yet give your dogs crap to eat, correct? I mean, you want to give them a good, steady, healthy diet along with the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. I kind of tongue-tied that, didn't I? I tongue-tied that. Now I look like the idiot. Coriolis versicolor mushroom.
I think you just called me an idiot.
You have to give them good, healthy food along with the Coriolis versicolor mushroom.
Because it doesn't make sense if okay, I'm exposing them to these chemicals, I'm exposing them to these artificial and synthetic ingredients that are harming them, but then I'm at the same time giving them this mushroom, this Coriolis versicolor mushroom, so it's compromising the immune system,
Right.
and then supporting it and then compromising it and supporting it. And it's just this never ending loop. So while adding the Coriolis versicolor mushroom will help, it will help tremendously. And pretty quickly, you'll start noticing changes in your pets within a week or so. You'll start noticing changes. But if you want to accelerate that progress and make sure that you're giving them longevity and a long-term quality of life, there are other lifestyle decisions that we make so that the immune system's not constantly just fighting back against everything that we're putting into the body every day. And it can go on to do more for the body and address more areas that might need help.
So your all's products that you have, and the reason I'm asking is our dog is very picky. I mean, the only thing she will take pills in or tablets in or whatever in usually is either meat or peanut butter. And, you know, peanut butter makes her fat. And then you give it to her in hamburger, sometimes she wants to throw it up. So, I mean, it happened 2 days ago. So my point is, what can you give your supplements to along with so they don't just spit it out, or she'll like take it over and hide, and then you'll see it laying on the carpet or the floor like 3 hours later.
Yeah, or they eat the meat and just spit the pill out like haha.
Yeah, my wife breaks the stuff up and mixes the powder in, but sometimes they can smell it. They'll smell it and walk away. I mean, they gotta.
Cats are super finicky too.
Oh, I know.
But we're really careful about that because it is no fun for you and it's no fun for your pet to have to give them these capsules or these tablets. So we actually bake it into treats. We have peanut flavored dog biscuits called the Mush Puppies. You just give her a treat.
Well,
She's
here,
like,
I'm gonna go to the website.
Yeah. She's like, yay, I'm getting a cookie. And she thinks it's just a cookie, but actually it's the Coriolis versicolor mushroom
I'm trying
and
to get there.
glucosamine, carotene, chondroitin, a lot of different supplements that'll be really good for her. And even with the cats, you see right there, we have a little handmade gravy called the special sauce. And you just take like less than half a teaspoon of that and mix it in with their food every day. And they'll just eat it right up and they get vitamins and minerals and antioxidants along with the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. So we've made fun ways for that not only our pets will enjoy more, but you'll also enjoy more giving it to them.
Well, and we just ordered that, and we ordered. Actually, I'm going to try the coffee. Have you got what's the coffee like? Is it good? I saw good reviews.
So good.
Yeah, I'm going to try that.
It's very smooth, and because it has the Coriolis versicolor mushroom in it, you don't get that acidic feeling in your stomach. You don't get those jitters like you normally get with coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Very freshly roasted, so hasn't been sitting on a store shelf or in a warehouse for several months before you get it. It's really good.
So a lot of times we'll have people that'll order like the super sauce. I'll continue feeding them the way they were, but you know their budget doesn't allow them to change and do a few things. And the super sauce isn't expensive at all. It's $29 for, you know, a 30-day supply. Could be longer depending on the size of your animal. But they said that the testimonials, the stuff we hear from it is incredible. The issues that people, you know, maybe even the issues that you guys are experiencing could clear that up so quick you wouldn't even believe it. It happens so quickly. And we get the most incredible testimonials all the time from, you know, some of the most severe things that you can imagine that's going on with an animal, that this is just turned around. Animals that were going to be put down, that's turned them around. And, you know, of course, the healthy ones. I just had a lady yesterday, she called me and she said, Pete, or her dog Pete, he got his blood tested the year prior and he had quite a few things wrong with it. And she was feeding him the super sauce and the Mush Puppies. And that's all she added. She didn't add our dog food, nothing else.
Didn't change anything.
Went in to get a blood test this year. And the vet came back to her and said, in all my 24 years of being a vet, I have never seen blood work this good. He goes, what are you doing? I mean, I'm looking at last year. This is unbelievable, the difference.
Yeah.
These are the things we hear. And same with us as people. You know, it's very nice with the mushroom if you get blood tests done or you're dealing with something that you can measure it through that blood test, the blood work. And, you know, for folks that are, you know, looking to just be proactive versus reactive when it comes to their own health, you know, take one per every 50 pounds, take the Enforce. It doesn't interact with medications. You can't overdose. You can't get addicted. You can't take too much.
No side effects.
No side effects. And if you're trying to resolve something, double up for until that issue is gone, and then just go back to one per every 50 pounds. If you're dealing with something severe, do 10 a day at least, 5 in the morning on an empty stomach, 5 at night. And after 30 days, see where you're at, especially again, if you're getting blood work, it's noticeable, the differences that you'll see. But usually within the first 4 to 10 days, people are noticing such a difference in energy, such a difference in sleeping, and many other things, eyesight, and we hear all kinds of stuff. It's really incredible. But we have a 30-day money back guarantee in our company. If your pets don't like it, or you thought you were going to see something and didn't, send it back.
Yeah.
It's just a great way to get something in their system that's healthy. We have no bad ingredients. We're a U.S. based company, U.S. sourced, and nothing bad in our in what we're doing here.
And that's important that you said that, because even a lot of the supplements that we buy for our pets, or even ourselves, vitamins, all kinds of things, they're still synthetically sourced. They're still made in a lab using artificial ingredients, or, they're synthesizing it themselves. This is nature, and bodies know how to metabolize nature. It knows how to metabolize food. And every single thing that you'll find on that website is 100% natural, all naturally sourced. And so that's really important. And that's why we're seeing such a difference so quickly in a lot of animals and people once they start getting these natural whole foods into their system. It's not a cure for anything. It's no different from eating a mushroom on a salad. But what it does is it feeds the immune system. And then once the immune system's functioning optimally, it can do incredible things that we're never even told what the immune system's capable of. Because if we knew how powerful the immune system is, if you've seen what we've seen over these last 8 years, you would realize why we don't need a lot of the things that they've been telling us that we've been needing for a long time. It really is changing the way that pets and people are being treated.
Well, I know that I take the Enforce, and then I take the other one, the Clarity one.
Yes.
Okay, so I take both of those. My wife's like, you're taking all that stuff. I probably should take it too. And I said, yes, you should, because I catch her scratching like this all the time. So I told her, I said, if that's part of menopause, then I think we're going to try the mushrooms. Sorry.
Well, I want to get back. You said it's $29.99, basically $30 a month. I mean, that's $360 a year.
Yeah.
Like I said, we took our dog to the vet the other day, and one vet bill was over $400 for like an hour visit. I mean, that's a no-brainer. And, it's just, I mean, it's more expensive than taking your kid or yourself to the doctor a lot of times, and I mean, that is just a very affordable maintenance product, in my opinion.
I was shocked you got out of there for under 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Vegas, that ain't gonna happen. It's a $1,000 bill every time.
This was rural America. I mean, this is like as rural as you could get, and I was shocked we could even find a holistic vet in rural America. But by golly, it was there. But
I was intrigued to see how the dog got her back adjusted.
Oh yeah,
with a chiropractor.
Yeah, do chiropractic on the dog, and I've heard they had pet chiropractors, but I always thought it was kind of foo-foo and woo-woo. But man, the more I look at it, I'm like, I think I'm a believer in this.
Wow.
Oh, they're legitimate. They're legitimate.
It works.
Yep.
It helps.
So let us talk to us a little bit about, I know people want to know a little bit more about your products and your website. I know you said they're locally sourced and made in the USA, 30-day money-back guarantee. What are if people were to have any questions or drawbacks, I mean, what would those be that you guys could kind of say, hey, these are the benefits. You don't have to worry about the big drawbacks or the concerns. I mean, how would you guys address that?
Yeah, the main questions that people always ask us are very specific. My pet has A, B, or C. Will this help with that? And the answer is always the immune system is going to be your best bet. The immune system is fully equipped to handle almost every single thing that's happening inside of the body. So it's hard for us to wrap our minds around that, because we've been so conditioned to take this for high blood pressure and this for high cholesterol and this for blood sugar. And, we've just been so conditioned to treat very specific things, but the immune system handles all of it. So you'll notice when you go on the website, and Kurt mentioned this a little bit, that we do have a recommendation for how much Coriolis versicolor mushroom your pet or you would need based off of weight. Now, like Kurt said, if you're dealing with something concerning, not just general well-being, if it's just general well-being, trying to be preventative so I don't have to get to the point where I need a $500 vet bill, or I don't have to get to the point where I'm making those hard decisions way too soon or way too early, then you just take the recommended amount every day. Every pet, every person, every day should be taking the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. However, if there are health concerns that aren't necessarily serious, but you're concerned about, like Kurt said, you can double or triple that amount at first just to act as a catalyst for the immune system until you start getting the results that you want, or until there's been a recovery. Then you can just go back down to that suggested amount. Now, if you're dealing with something more serious or life-threatening, like Kurt says, we recommend 4 to 5 times that amount just to start. Now, we know that some people budgets can be tight right now and they need to make their money stretched. So I want to encourage you, a little bit is better than none. Even if you can just get a little bit into the system so that the immune system can start like getting some leeway and like making some differences, then that's better than nothing at all. However, if you do have the ability to increase the suggested amount by that much just at first until things are resolved, then you're going to notice how quickly it can happen, and it really accelerates the progress.
Well, I know you have a lot of different products on your website, but if people said, hey, I just want to start with one, I want to pick the best one, the most recommended product, which one would that be?
That would, for pets, it would be either the special sauce for dogs or cats that you can see there.
Yep.
For dogs, you could also do the mush puppies. And then for horses, we have horse cakes called the mush ponies. And those are also helpful if you have a really large dog that's practically the size of a horse. You can give them the mush ponies. Or if you have a dog with like a really severe condition and money's tight, you can also do the mush ponies because they'll get more Coriolis versicolor mushroom per biscuit. So it'll help you save money. Just give them 1 mush pony a day instead of 5 mush puppies a day.
So should I be taking that as opposed to the Enforce because I'd get more mushroom for my weight?
You can. They're all great. We always joke that all these products have been tested on humans because I've tried them all. But the green bottle right there, the Enforce Coriolis versicolor, that is the flagship one. Every person should be taking that at a minimum. It's our most affordable product that we have. And we want to do at least 2 capsules a day of that if you can, because you'll start getting that immune support into your body. And over time, like Kurt said, you'll notice small things at first: elevated mood, more energy. I feel younger. I'm sleeping better. I'm not getting up as many times, to go to the bathroom at night, whatever it might be. A lot of the inflammation or the pain or the soreness or stiffness in my body, I'm not feeling that. And that's because the immune system is now in action dealing with the inflammation and, the imbalance in the body. So if you're just getting started, I recommend that green bottle right there. We do have complementary mushrooms for people. And we added these because over the last 5 years, there's been a dramatic increase in the number of conditions that people are dealing with. So we do have that yellow bottle there, which is the Enforce Plus. That's the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, plus a little bit of reishi mushroom, which is an alkalinizing mushroom. So that helps with regulating blood pressure levels, blood sugar levels, regulating cholesterol levels. And you see next to that, we have the Enforce Restore, which is the red bottle. This is a completely different type of mushroom called the maitake mushroom, and that complements the Coriolis versicolor mushroom as well. And it's helpful for liver and pancreas support. Below that to the left, you'll see the blue bottle, which is called the Clarity. That's the lion's mane mushroom, and that's helpful for nerve and brain support. So especially if you know people dealing with conditions like dementia or neuropathy or Alzheimer's or Parkinson, there's a lot of research that's being done on the lion's mane mushroom and how it can help to support the nerves and the brain. And that's also really helpful for healthy weight management. And then the one to the right of that is the Enforce Shield. That's the shiitake mushroom in the orange bottle, and that's helpful for cardiovascular support. It's a great source for natural vitamin D since most people in America are vitamin D deficient. Has a lot of antioxidants in it, and it promotes antiviral functions in the body. So All of those complementary mushrooms you can take along with the Coriolis versicolor mushroom if you'd like to take a more targeted approach.
So if people just like, let's rewind back to dogs real quick, because I have a dog, but if they were going to start out with one of these, either the special sauce or the mush puppies, do you recommend one over the other? Is one more beneficial starting out, like to kickstart their immune system, or what?
Yes, we love the special sauce.
Yeah.
That has the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, but it also has other vitamins and minerals and antioxidants in it. And you'll really notice also a difference in their coat. It's very shiny and smooth and soft, which is an indicator that they're getting the minerals that they need.
And how does this, do you just sprinkle it over their dog food, or you just open their mouth and squirt it in like applesauce, or what's like an applesauce packet, or what's the protocol for this? How do you serve it up?
Yeah. It's a little gravy that you just mix with their food. And the instructions are on the website and also on the package. So for just a regular sized dog, about 20 pounds, you could just take a teaspoon of it and mix it right in with their food, and they'll just eat it right up.
And is one purchase of this or whatever, is that for a month typically?
Yes. If you're doing a teaspoon a day, that will be a month's worth.
Okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, if people go to petclub247.com, you can use the word grit, G-R-I-T, or you can just go to grit.petclub247.com, grit.petclub247.com. They can take advantage of all the products there and then get a discount off the order at the very beginning when they place that, correct?
Yeah, and
Right.
if they do over $49 in a smart ship, they'll get free shipping as well.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I just want to remind them it's grit.petclub20.
See, you got tongue tied too.
We're having time today, Randy. We've had too many shows today.
Grit.petclub247.com. Did it.
Yay.
Perfect. Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on here again and sharing this. I think it's a lot bigger issue for people than they really realize. A lot of times they grab their grocery carts and go down the aisle at Costco or Sam's or Walmart or whatever and find the cheapest, or if you go to your vet, a lot of times they'll just take what the vet recommends. I was shocked, not to defame anybody. I would never want to do that. But she said when she opened her pet clinic, before it was actually constructed, a guy pulls into her parking lot and said, "Hey there, I'm your Hills Science Diet rep." And she's like, "No, you're not." He's like, "Yeah, I am. I have the whole territory." She's like, "Well, you may have the whole territory, but you're not my rep." So that's all she said. That's all I'm going to say. But I always thought Hill Science Diet. I mean, that's proven. That's fact. It's so good. Randy and I could eat it and we'd be healthy. But it's
What's that?
It says science on the package. It has to be great.
Yeah,
of course.
I was shocked when she kind of said that, and it kind of again it made sense basically on how we've been taught and what we've been led to believe with pharmacy and big ag and everything else. So anyway, guys, thanks for coming on here and sharing. If you have one piece of advice for our viewers, what would that be?
Well, of course, for me, it would be do everything you can to keep that immune system strong for yourself and your pets. And that's not only getting supplementation like the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, but get more sunlight, drink fresh, clean water, breathe fresh air, exercise more, because we need to be keeping our immune system strong. So regardless of what comes at us or, whatever next thing we hear about, we know that we're doing everything within our power for our pets and ourselves to keep our bodies strong and in optimal health.
So you targeted that at me. How about our pets?
Yeah. And then
Same thing.
Yeah.
Mine is just never, ever let the old man or the old lady in. That's mine.
The old man. You got me on that one.
Never, ever let the old man or the old lady in.
Stay young forever.
Stay young forever.
Oh, yeah.
Randy's slow, he needs to take the Coriolis versicolor, and you'll understand. Your brain will work better, and you'll fire faster.
Oh, no.
You'll get it. All right. Kurt and Cristin Ludlow, thanks so much for coming on here again and sharing, my friends. We appreciate everything you're doing. Again, go to grit.petclub247.com, grit.petclub247.com. Take advantage of their products and the discounts there. Guys, thanks for watching. If you would, please like, follow, subscribe, and share. Comment if you would. Give us a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts. And until the next show, we'll see you guys later. Take care.
See ya.
Thanks for watching another exciting episode of Patriots with Grit. We want to keep you informed, so if you would, just go over to patriotswithgrit.com and give us your first name and your email so we can keep you up to date. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, and share so we can keep bringing you truth. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.